What is better than Ultramarines action figures? Of course, flying Ultramarines. And today we look at the Jump Pack Intercessors. This team will be joining my Inceptors in providing more tactical options on the battlefield, I mean on the shelves. Let's go! The captain will lead the charge by getting out of the box and allow us to take a look at the content. I don't expect surprises, and there are not appear to be any. He's an intercessor captain with a jump pack, so he's blue, has a lot of decorations, a cape, the jump pack, and all the weapons that a captain needs when dealing with Xenos and heretics. Nothing that makes me screaming of surprises. Then we have the sergeant and two other intercessors and their pretty standard assault equipment, composed of other chainswords, bolt pistols and hand pairs that we can throw at the enemy as last resort apparently. Paint job looks quite clean, there is some limited shading here and there, but overall blue Ultramarines with the second company's gold rims look quite okay. Nothing exceptional though. Looking closer at the captain, we have the classic Mark X power armor design and helmet. He has golden laurels on the sides and some cool metallic red lenses for the eyes. The grids covering the mouth are properly dark, and we have ample use of shading all around. The thrusters on the back have a nice red shades inside, which I prefer to just having flat grey plastic instead. But those are parts often hidden on displays anyway. The flaps on top can be oriented easily, and the captain has also the flaps on the lower legs, for added maneuverability I guess. Here we can also find additional thruster for the same purpose, in addition to all the standard purity seals and decorations for his rank. But besides these, our flying intercessor captain has no other special feature compared to the other brothers in the attached team. For example, if we compare him to another brother intercessor, those flaps on the lower legs are only available to the captain. Other intercessor plebs apparently don't deserve this feature. We have those additional pouches and ammo bags attached to the legs that I like. But everything else looks pretty conventional if we exclude the jump pack and the other accessories. Shoulder articulations, torso, abdomen, everything else look pretty standard, with that nice dark shadowing that makes the overall look more appealing. Again, nothing that will make you scream about miracles about the paint job. A fun fact is that while the captain has only an helmeted option, the other three intercessors are provided with some cool unhelmeted options. They are also provided with a transparent stance, if you like to pose them in a strike from the sky pose, but they can also walk on the ground quite nicely. The captain is for sure the most unique in the group, because of his rich panoply of war. I particularly like his elite chainsword, it is very neat. His plasma pistol is quite conventional though. The other intercessors are quite bland in comparison. Chainsword and bolt pistols are nothing special or different from a normal intercessor that we already know. One exception is the sergeant, who comes with a powersword and another plasma pistol. Again, nothing special, and there are not much else to tell about the difference between a normal intercessor and a sergeant, if not for the red helmet. I think that while individually they are quite anonymous, altogether strike a much more impressive look. In addition, the intercessor body is quite good in terms of articulations, allowing for some really good dynamic poses, at least if we don't consider the limitations with the horizontal raise of the arms, due to the pauldrons attachment that has been unchanged for years. If you're going to build your assault team, they are quite a nice option. They are cheap, because they are based on well-known tooling, they can be posed in a variety of stances, and they have enough weapons for all possible scenarios. They also look nice, and they will blend nicely with the other 40k Ultramarines troops that you may have. Their only defect is probably that they are too much 40k Ultramarines, which makes them hard to really stand out in your shelves. For example, the Vanguard veterans like the Beaky Boy here have an easier time when attracting viewers' attention in a display. In my case, I only have one Vanguard veteran, and he is happily joining the Jump Pack Intercessors and providing all experience that the true hero has accumulated in decades or even centuries of battle. He's a bit smaller than our Intercessors, but I think it really improves the overall look of the entire team. Previously, the Primaris Inceptors were my only flying troops. They are still some of my favorite to date, even if the default stands are not the best for them. But I like to put all of my flying marines on the same area and providing air support to ground troops like the good old aggressors. Having a swarm of overwhelming blue Astartes is a great spectacle in my opinion, even if it takes an awful amount of space, which is at premium these days. These new Jump Pack Intercessors blend nicely with older releases, less variety of blue shades, which is always a welcome feature with new Ultramarine releases. Well, we are at the end, so it is time to summarize the key takeaways. Their main selling point is of course their flying capability, with the additional feature of a cheap price and a good look. On the other hand, they are not much different from other Intercessors, but this is a limitation with the original GW miniatures, if we want to call it in this way. So if you are in need of flying troops, they are your best option, which is quite easily since there is no other flying unit to find these days. Having said that, I wish you a nice rest of the day trying to optimize your shelf space between ground and flying space marines.